Welcome to a guide for the new dungeon on the public test shard, which is called Exodus of the Storm Queen. This should shortly be hitting live in patch 1.11. So anything you see in this guide may change, it may not change, we're going to have to see. Hopefully, the sort of basics will remain the same. If anything does change, I'll quickly amend it or write it in the sort of comments below. Just to remind you all. But yes, this is the first boss. Has 3 abilities. The first is a debuff which places on the tank, reducing maximum health. This can be dispelled. The second is a interrupt called Decimate. Basically, it's quite a long cast time, so you have quite a while to interrupt this ability. And if you don't interrupt it, then the person who's been decimated will be decimated. The final ability, which you will see in a couple of seconds, is called Red Mist, and basically it's a line of sight ability. He fires lasers at a certain person. That person has the line of sight, or they die. If you're like our group and you've got a load of overpowered ID geared people, then you can just surg through the boss, and it's not too hard. The second phase involves killing this air elemental. Basically what you have to do is you have to drag him to the pad. Just be careful because both of the bosses in this fight cleave. Once he gets down to about, I think it's 50-40%, there is a telescope just to the right of me, and if you click that, then that will trap him down like it's doing now. He'll slowly shrink in size, and then he will turn into a crystal. One of the members of the party needs to grab the crystal, in this case it's me, and then quickly run it to the blue circle by the forge. The boss gets thrown in the forge and incinerated. Bing bam boom, you're onto a winner. Okay, quickly moving on to the second boss of the instance. He has a couple of abilities. The first is that he's sort of hurling blades around the room. You'll see some of them shortly. Killing these blades give whoever kills them a buff which increases damage done, which is a good incentive to sort of kill the ads, so to speak. And you also have to watch out for these blades because they do deal a fairly nasty amount of damage. Another thing to be aware of is when these blades do spawn, try not to be in melee, because they tend to sort of get melee DPS quite fast, and in other groups when I run this, some melee DPS did get sort of gimped very instantly. At 40%, what this boss is going to do is he's going to run to the middle. He's just doing that now. A banner will spawn. Somebody has to click on the banner. In this case it was me, and he will cast an ability. When he casts that ability, if you use the reactive ability that appears on your screen, as soon as he's casting it, that will pretty much deflect his attack and then do his attack back against him. I believe it's called Brutal Strike. Okay, so just have to do that a couple of times and the boss will be dead. Also does one more ability where he sort of electrocutes you. When this happens, you get a reactive ability. Just spam it, it'll heal you through it, and then just continue on. While the person in the middle is doing this as well, there are a few ads come in on the outside, but they're not really sort of doing any damage or any threat at all. So yeah, they're not too much of a problem. Also on the outside of the arena are sort of ads that you aren't attackable, but if you get close to them, they'll hit you. Okay, so we are now moving on to the third boss, which is my favourite boss of the instance. This boss is just so awesome. I love it. But yes, there are 2 abilities that this boss does. The first, you will see in a second, he does 2 times this sort of Frozen Nova ability, where he basically has a blue circle around him, and everyone has to get inside that blue circle, or you will die. Okay, so just run him when he does it. He knocks a few people back, but it doesn't seem to knock everyone back every time. So he does another one of these. Okay, again. And then immediately after he's done this one, he will run to the middle of the room and then start casting an AoE. While he's doing this, you have to line of sight the boss or you will die. I believe the warrior to the left of me is about to fail that and die. Yeah, there you go. Quickly chuck a combat res on him. But yes, just rinse and repeat this for a while. There's also a soft enrage mechanic of how many bookshelves you have. I believe there are currently 8 bookshelves located around the room. Actually, only 6 that are 8 you're able to line of sight. And every one the tank line of sights behind, after the tank is line of sighted behind that, the bookshelf is destroyed. So that it works as a soft enrage, but there's sort of no, fret about it. Even with sort of fairly not geared DPS, it will not be a problem. Okay, so hopefully we'll finish off this guy now. As you see, the bookcase was just destroyed. He does pretty much no damage on the tank whatsoever. I don't think there pretty much is any damage in this fight. There's just a bit on the tank, so if you're lacking a bit of DPS, maybe get a bard healing and everyone go full DPS. But yeah, as long as you don't fail at the mechanics, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, he's just going into the middle. I'll play a safe line of sight. Okay, nice one. Okay, now we're moving on to the last boss, which is probably the hardest boss in the instance by quite a bit. This is because of he has several abilities. The first one is he hits the tank for about a solid 9k, which is fine if you've got sort of a ID geared tank. In this group that I'm in at the moment, we have a tank with about 14k, so that wasn't too. It was quite a challenge to heal. The second ability that he does is he targets somebody and begins to cast a flash freeze type ability. This needs to be interrupted pretty much immediately or it will kill that person. The third ability is a sort of swirling blade that you can just see behind me. That needs to be killed as soon as possible or it will go around damaging people and can cause quite a nasty combo with his fourth ability, which is Foul Wind, which he is casting at the moment. Basically this does about 3k damage to everyone in the raid every second, and you just need to absolutely spam the crap out of your healing abilities to get through it. Yeah, so also he's going to place a stacking debuff with the Foul Wind that reduces your movement speed. You can clear this by going into the red orbs. Okay, that is it for the dungeon. This is the final bit, which I'll just let you guys watch.
You played your part well in my plans. As my prisoner falls, so does the ward that protects Talara from my brother Regulus. Now, you must choose. Join me and enforce my dominion over all creation, or be devoured by death. Of course, I already know what your answer will be.
Okay, so that bit was extremely cool. Absolutely love that. Well, thank you for watching, and if you're looking for more Rift Storm Legion videos and upcoming stuff, then subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Cheers.